Hey G.I. Joe fans, it's Derek here, and today we're going to take a quick look at Cobra Troopers and Cobra Vipers, and we're going to, discuss which to you is more iconic out of those two. I posed the question on Twitter last week and got a pretty good response. A majority of the G.I. Joe fans felt that the Cobra Trooper was more iconic. Some people, like the Cobra Viper. I guess like isn't the right word. This isn't about which one you like more. This is about which one to you is more iconic. When you see it, it says Cobra more than anything. It's the one probably that you saw first. And for many of us born in the early 80s, it's the Cobra Trooper. That's the one that we had from 82 until 86. That was the only one we had, and for most of us in our fandom, that's the one that that we associated with for such a long time before the Cobra Vipers came out. And that's one that's the answer for me too, is the Cobra Trooper. That's the one that is more iconic to me. And that takes nothing away from the Cobra Viper. I know a lot of people probably born in the mid to late 80s are going to lean toward the Cobra Viper. That's the one that they saw first. And if this was a question of which one do you like more, then I don't have the same answer necessarily. I still obviously love the Cobra Trooper, but the Cobra Viper is a lot more of a practical looking soldier, a practical looking trooper. So taking a look at the Cobra Viper, he has a lot more armor, you could say, on him. He's got a vest, he's got some grenades, the forearms are protected, long boots right there, and then the full helmet with the full mask. And that is something that was missing on the Cobra Trooper, whose face was pretty much exposed. I know they had the mask over the bottom of their mouth, but that does nothing for protection, obviously. So it really makes the Cobra Viper look a lot more like an intimidating presence, both when you're younger and you're playing with these, and then as an adult collector on a shelf. They look great on a shelf. It's funny how many my friends and family come over and they all wander into my office to look at my collection, and just for fun I always ask them, which one do you like, or which one of these jumps out at you and stands out at you, and it's pretty consistently it's this figure right here, this specific one, I guess because the mask has the polish, unlike these ones. But this is the figure they all seem to gravitate toward, and it's a great looking figure. The way the blue and the red go together. On the Troopers, it has the blue and the red, but not a lot of red. This one has the blue and the red, and then the black. It really stands out. It really looks good, and I think having a bunch of these together, troop building, really makes the figure pop itself. Having said that, I still don't think it's the more iconic of the two figures. It's probably a cooler looking figure in general, but iconic, it's the Cobra Trooper. Again, that's the one that I saw in all the episodes that I've watched 1,000 times on the cartoons and all the media, and then the toys I had as a kid. Obviously never troop built as a kid, but when I had the toys as a kid, it was the Cobra Trooper. That's what I had until later on, in 86 when I got my first Cobra Viper. But that's, in my opinion, that's how it stands. They're both great figures. They're both, huge parts of Cobra. You could argue they're just as important to the Cobra line visually as Cobra Commander or Destro. As you can see, over the years they've adapted the gear colors to blend in more with some specialized environments. As you can see, the tan ones here are for the Desert Extreme Conditions pack. And then there's other versions of these too. There is there's an Air Trooper, which I don't have, and a Bazooka Trooper, which I also don't have. They started making the female versions. Let's see if I can get a close-up look of the female trooper that I have there. So they started making female variants of the Cobra Troopers, which is good. This obviously reminds me of the Worlds Without End 2-part series. It's probably one of my favorite 2-parters in the G.I. Joe cartoon. But I do remember having the female troopers there working for the Baroness. And then they did the same thing with the Cobra Vipers. You slide on over here, you can see that they adapted them for Python Patrol, for Desert, warfare, and again for Arctic ones, I don't have those ones either. And then I believe they have a couple other ones. I know they have a leader, which came out in the 50th anniversary set. Also, don't have that one. But either way, whenever you start your troop building, you know, I guess you could say maybe the Crimson Guard might be in there as well. But for me, definitely I always start with the blue shirts and the Vipers to build them out when you're going to go to battle, set up your dioramas or whatever the case is. It's always great to have them, you know, back there. It really just kind of screams G.I. Joe and Cobra, and you know they look awesome lined up behind Cobra Commander. That's my take on it. Would love to hear what you guys think in the comments section. Let me know if you guys are on the opinion that it's the Cobra Trooper that is more iconic, or if you're a Viper person and you think that the Cobra Viper is more iconic. You know, again, it's not necessarily a matter of which one you think is cooler, or which one you think is a better figure or better character. It's just which one's more iconic. Again, I think you could argue that the Cobra Viper is a lot more practical and makes a lot more of an intimidating looking army, you know, stacked than it does the blue shirts. But anyway, love to hear what you say. Again, I do a lot of this discussion on Twitter, so if you have Twitter and you want to follow me, you can find me at Duke45Toys, and like I post a lot of pictures there, and you know, a lot of other G.I. Joe stuff that I come across. Would be happy to talk with you there. Otherwise, feel free to leave a comment, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.